You're half asleep when the phone lights the room at 1 a.m., a small moon on your nightstand. Someone's wind dances across the screen. Funding closed, award announced, smile wide enough to spill into your quiet. Your stomach drops, as if a floorboard slipped. Nothing in your life changed, and yet the evening tilts. You feel a hand reach for the dimmer on your own light. Your worth didn't move, your needle did. That's jealousy's trick. It isn't numbers or facts. It's a compass that forgets where north lives and spins at the nearest magnet. Name it clearly. Jealousy fears losing what's yours, love plays promise. Envy aches at someone else's good, even when nothing was stolen. They're twins who borrow each other's jackets at night, so take a seat with Seneca, our night mentor from an older storm. He'd murmur that attention is fortune, and you are its treasurer. Spend it on what you can steer. Choices, craft, the character that doesn't rust when applause stops. Status is weather. Gusts, headlines, applause that fades like perfume in rain. Virtue is climate. Steady, shaping, the air you breathe when nobody's watching. One is borrowed. The other is built. No drama, no self-shame. We're not going to scold your heart for flinching. We're going to reset the instrument. You'll learn to notice the spin. Lay the compass flat and let it settle toward something truer than timelines and feeds. A step at a time, a breath at a time. Small repeatable moves that return you to yourself. Keep the phone face down for a moment. Feel the room become a room again. You are not behind. You are alive. The clock keeps kind time when you do. There's one sentence that cools rooms on fire. We'll reach it later. For now, let's steady the hand that holds the needle. You think jealousy is a character flaw, but it's a tool miscalibrated. In plain terms, jealousy is a survival alarm mapped onto reputation. Something out there flashes and your body decides a resource is at risk. Belonging, love, time, a door you thought was yours. The siren isn't evil. It's ancient. It's simply ringing in the wrong room. Here's a simple way to watch it work. Trigger, story, position. A trigger lands. A post, a promotion, a laugh you weren't invited to. Then a story slams into place. I'm late, I'm less, I'm losing ground. Finally, you pick a position. Grasp harder, sprint faster, or withdraw before anyone sees the wobble. None of those fix the map. They only make the alarm louder. Micro-story. Your friend announces a promotion. You smile, then feel your pace quicken as if their staircase stole your steps. That night you rewrite plans, skip sleep, chase brilliance. Tomorrow you deliver worse work and glare at the mirror. The alarm was loud. The map was wrong. Seneca would shrug. What disturbs us is not things, but our judgments about things. He'd point at the sentence and ask which part is yours to rewrite. Not their news. Your story, so let's remove the shame. The alarm is real. The map is wrong. Jealousy doesn't prove you're small. It proves you care where you stand. Keep the care. Aim it better. Treat the jolt as data. Something you value feels threatened. Ask what, by whom, and whether the threat is factual or borrowed from a rumor your nerves believed. We can straighten the needle. First, find the bend. Then move the magnets. How does the compass get bent? 4 pulls do most of the damage. Let's hold them up to the lamp and practice unhooking together. Slowly now. The first pull is speed theater. You scroll past a confetti video at midnight and feel your pulse try to sprint. Their highlight becomes your deadline. Your quiet plan suddenly looks lazy. You rewrite a month in an hour, keyboard hot, mind louder than the room. Morning arrives with jittery coffee and worse work, a race started by someone else's fireworks. Next is proximity bias. In the open office, the desk beside you lands a big client. Laughter spills like soda. You swear the air thins. Because it happened within arm's reach, your nervous system flags it as a local emergency. You answer emails with sharpened fingers, as if oxygen is rationed. as if their gain is your dimmer. Third comes the status illusion. A thread explodes with praise under a name you know. Visibility masquerades as value, and the camera's gaze feels like a verdict. You forget cameras are weather, gusts, not ground. You start staging your day for angles instead of outcomes, hungry for light that never warms. Last, the scarcity story. Someone cuts a slice. You picture a smaller dinner. One pie, fixed slices. You orbit opportunities like a hawk, suspicious of every bite. Collaboration withers. Hoarding grows heavy. The table shrinks to a plate. These magnets are subtle, but they tilt the whole instrument. They make calm evenings feel like sirens and turn friends into measuring sticks. They tax attention, flatten craft, and sell your pace to the nearest applause. The mind is its own tyrant when governed by others' calendars. None of this means you're doomed to spin. Magnets can be met with form. When you know the pulls, you can set the compass down, breathe, and let the needle settle where noise can't reach. Next, the Stoic North. What never depends on the crowd. Ever. Put the phone face down and picture a small compass on the table. Seneca would tilt it with one finger and ask a simple question. What can no hand but yours move? His north is not applause or outcome. It is the small republic of your choices. 3 pillars hold that ground. Judgment, intention, action. How you read the world. Why you aim. What you do next. Everything else, outcomes, opinions, fortune, belongs to weather. You can prepare for weather. You cannot govern it. He'd offer a line like a lantern. Wealth is not having much but needing little. Want less from the crowd, and you become hard to buy, hard to rattle. When you measure life by what you can govern, rooms lose their power to spin your needle. Borrowed standards feel urgent because they arrive loud. Personal law is quiet and stubborn. It outlasts headlines. Borrowed standards ask, are they looking? Personal law asks, am I aligned? One moves your mood by rumor. The other steadies your hand by rule. Choose the law you can keep in the dark, and the light will take care of itself. A small scene, dawn, kettle clicking, inbox sealed for 1 more hour. You open a notebook and write 1 sentence. What is mine to do by noon? Not everything. Not theirs, mine. You list 3 actions, clean the draft, confirm the test, send the note you've delayed. No flourish, just steps you can touch. The day stops being a vote and becomes a craft. By noon, your needle feels honest again. This is the recenter. Steward your judgments, aim your intentions, act where your feet stand. Let results arrive as they will. Respect others' weather. Keep your climate. Now we'll turn jealousy into a dashboard that serves you. Step closer. The dials come alive. Think of jealousy as a signal panel, not a siren. When the spike hits, you glance at 3 dials and translate heat into direction. First dial, direction. What do I want here? Role, skill, reach, respect. Name it in 1 noun. Second dial, discipline. What small daily move would stack toward it without theater? Third dial, distance. Am I comparing near where proximity distorts or far where perspective steadies? Dials don't judge. They point a small story. You see a peer's letter of acceptance and feel your chest pinch. Under the glare, the direction dial clicks craft. The discipline dial suggests a 30-minute drill you've dodged. The distance dial reminds you to compare with last quarter's you, not their applause. You set a timer, run the drill, log it. The pinched place softens because it has a task, not a tantrum. Use a short protocol, pause, label, select one controllable. Pause for a breath, long enough to notice the tug. Label the want, title, skill, belonging, money. Select one controllable, a page, a rep, an email, a call. Then begin before you negotiate with yourself. The measurement is humble and stubborn. If it compounds, it counts. Not the post, the practice. Not the mood, the minutes. Direction focuses, discipline accumulates, distance corrects. If a dial stays noisy, lower complexity until motion returns. 5 lines, not 5 pages. 10 outreach names, not 100. The goal is friction you can lift daily. Track streaks, not streaks of perfection. Miss once, resume. Your attention learns the new route by repetition, not by vows, and each spike with a microscopic win. File named, timer run, note sent. Jealousy wants a stage. You give it a checklist. Heat turns to altitude, and altitude turns to sight. Jealousy accelerates when you're tired. Here's the nervous system fix next. Your jaw is tight. Your thumb keeps scrolling, and the coffee has gone cold enough to taste like coins. The room is cluttered with open tabs and unfinished thoughts. Every headline feels pointed. Every success story sounds like a verdict. You tell yourself you're just catching up, but your breath sits high in your chest and won't come down. This is the hour when jealousy grows teeth, not because others got bigger, but because your fuel ran out first. Fatigue turns the lens narrow. Low energy shrinks the field of view until nuanced scenes look like threats. The brain starts saving power by drawing harsh cartoons. They win, you lose. Act now or be erased. Social risk inflates. Simple, slow choices suddenly feel dangerous. Nothing factual changed. Perception did. Seneca speaks across the static. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Wasted here means spent on frantic watching, while the body begs for basics. You can't balance a compass on a trembling hand. Try a practical swap. Before judgment, touch the mammal first. Water, then air, then light. Drink a full glass. Step outside or by a window, and let your eyes stretch to a far point. Walk 3 calm minutes without your phone, shoulders loose, jaw unclenched. Set a sleep cue. Dim a lamp, lay out tomorrow's mug, write 1 line you'll start with. If you still need to decide, wait until the body is back online. Decide after comfort, not during depletion. If the urge to react remains, write a single instruction for morning and close the app. Protect the next hour like a seedbed. You're not weak. You're depleted, and depletion counterfeits danger. Let tiredness finish its cycle. You sit at the quiet desk, the window a dark square, the city breathing somewhere past the glass. Between your fingers a small brass token warms, your compass, weighty enough to remind your hand it still belongs to you. 2 minutes is all you need. You don't have to fight the night, just steer it. First 40 seconds, name the false north. Whisper the magnet that's pulling you. Status, speed, proximity, scarcity. Which one bent the needle? Was it someone's spotlight? A calendar stamped with fireworks, the wind 3 feet away, the story of 1 pie? Say it once. Let the word stand like a sign you're walking past. Second 40. Name the true north. Choose 1 virtue word you respect when no one's watching. Truth, patience, courage, craft, kindness, steadiness. Circle it in your mind until the letters stop shimmering. This is the climate. The weather can wait outside. Third 40. Name 1 proof by noon. Not a vow, a step. Draft the paragraph. Run the drill. Confirm the call. Send the note you owe. Write it on a scrap, and leave it where your morning hand will find it. Proof is how the compass earns tomorrow's trust. Bonus 40. Inventory 3 gratitudes, specific and small. The mug's heat. The friend's text. The way the air thins and clears after rain. Not performative, real, like pebbles in a pocket. Answer as the owner, not the overflow. Owners set terms. Overflow apologizes and keeps spilling. Feel your shoulders drop as the brass cools. Breath slows, then deepens. The night doesn't change, but your map does, and maps move mornings. Keep the token where your keys sleep. Repeat until the ritual knows you better than the feed does. Then lift your eyes. You're packing up when a colleague swings by with bounce in his step, phone lifted like a trophy. Closed in 3 weeks, he grins. You should push your launch to match. Ride the wave. Around you chairs swivel, as if an invisible metronome just doubled the tempo. The old pull toward sprinting nips at your heels. You lay the compass flat. 1 breath. You mirror a single fact. 3 weeks, that's fast. No edge, no flinch. Then you set your metric, the one your morning notebook trusts. My measure tonight is reliability. Pass rate at 98 and a clean rollback. You're not auditioning for his applause. You're stating your law. Now you offer one next proof. I'll run the failure drill for 90 minutes and post the results by 5. If the signal's green, I'll lock a date. If it's red, we fix the blocker first. The room listens because terms outlast tempo. Urgency looks for oxygen and finds none. Structure has taken the air. He lowers the phone a notch. Fair, he says. A tester nods. The swivel chairs stop. Your chest keeps its slower drum. You didn't compete with his fireworks. You kept your climate. Comparison wanted a race. You gave it a ruler. The jealous spike that once hijacked evenings becomes a dashboard click. Direction, quality, discipline, drill, distance, me vers last week. Action, not explanation. You send the calendar invite for the drill and head for the elevator. The building hums at its ordinary volume again. Tomorrow will bring fresh headlines, fresh magnets, fresh invitations to borrow someone else's heartbeat. You'll see them and choose your north, then your proof, then your pace. You step into the cool night and feel the compass settle. Respect arrives quietly when you stop performing for borrowed clocks. Here it is, small enough for a pocket and steady enough for storms. Happy to move fast when risks named and rollback exists by Friday. Say it level. No flourish, no frown. It doesn't argue with speed. It gives speed a rail. It was born of Stoic pacing. Govern what you can, require form for what you can't, picture a chaotic stand-up. Voices stack, deadlines multiply, someone says, ship now, fix later. You let the noise pass and place the line like a warm stone. The room tilts from heat to gravity. A tester opens a risk list. The spec freezes just enough to stop sloshing. Chatter fades into tasks. The clock keeps time again. Authority is the quiet that survives pressure. You didn't win by volume. You won by terms. The sentence is a hinge. It swings the door without slamming it. Carry variations that keep the structure. At work, I'm in once owners, risks, and review gate are written. At home, yes, when we agree time, budget, and how we'll reset after. With friends. Count me in if we set a cap and a check-in. Always the same bones. Pace welcomed. Standards named, proof dated. This is Seneca's north in a single breath. Choice over chase. The line returns power to where your hands can hold it. It honors craft, protects goodwill, and leaves room for courage without gambling your week. Repeat it until it speaks before panic does. Repetition makes the muscle. The muscle makes the stance. Soon people plan around your edges and thank you for the air they bring. Meetings stiffen into shape, not into fear. You stay warm and exact. Say it tonight if the room runs hot. Say it tomorrow before the feed starts spinning. Repetition turns posture into character, and character patiently turns culture. The days smooth out. Fewer spikes, quieter rooms, work that holds your attention like a good shoreline. Mornings have room to think. Nights don't bargain anymore. You move through hours the way a careful hand moves a dial. No rush, no stall, just the next click in the direction you chose. The feed still flashes, but it no longer appoints your pace. Then the old glow returns at 1 a.m. the small moon of a phone on the nightstand. Same post bright and loud. Your breath stays steady. You feel the needle twitch. Set the brass coin on your palm and let it settle. False north named. True north chosen. One proof by noon. The light goes face down. You go back to sleep. By noon your craft has weight again. You draft the thing that mattered. Sharpen the edge that will matter tomorrow and send the note you avoided. Jealousy becomes a teacher, not a tyrant. A signal to aim, not a sentence to bear. You stop performing for borrowed clocks. You keep company with your work. You are not behind, you are aimed. Direction is the luxury that untangles days. It doesn't hurry you. It spares you from hurrying. The steady life isn't slower. It's aligned. So keep the small ritual close. Brass compass before reply, before decision, before sleep. Name the pull, name the principle, name the proof. Let repetition teach your muscles the old patient song. Let rooms heat and cool without renting your spine. Hold kindness. Keep edges. When north is yours, every path is patient. Doors stop looking like verdicts and start looking like choices. Friends feel less like mirrors and more like fellow travelers. Work becomes weather you can stand in. There's a chair here for the rare and thoughtful. Sit, breathe.